Greetings and welcome to International Relations 2. My name is David Baer. As you know, I am your teacher for this 17-week long course. This first week, week 1, is going to be a week when we spend the first couple days getting used to the functionality of the course, the functionality of the website, and get a good idea of the expectations of the class. By now, actually, if you're watching this, you should have received an email with your course expectations on it, and as an attachment, that'll be in a PDF file. It's also on the website. We have this semester 16 students from the graded school here in Sao Paulo, and 16 students from my high school, my alma mater in New Wilmington, Pennsylvania. Really, the goal of bringing these two groups together is to take two groups of young people who've had very different experiences, I imagine, just because of their geography. They come from different cultures, different languages in many cases, but what we're hoping to do is break down the barriers of distance and form an online community of learners, and use the internet as a tool to empower student growth through interactions on the internet. And so that is the goal. As we go through, the thing that I want you to focus on, two things really. One, that the purpose statement says very clearly at the end that the purpose of the class is to help students engage more thoughtfully, empathetically, and intensely with their world. And that really is the goal of the course. That's my goal, to open you up to things that you have not learned before, that you have not thought of before possibly, and just get you thinking about the international system, your country's role in it, and most importantly, your role in solving the problems that face this generation, that face your generation, and really are up to my generation and yours, and the ones that follow to solve. So that is the goal. The two learning pieces that I want, one is that you will be presented with content knowledge, as you are in all courses, with information. And that is the knowledge part that I think will enhance your understanding of your world and the effects that international affairs have on your world and on your life. The second thing is I want you to, as we go through the course, I want you to develop the skills of writing with purpose, writing using evidence to support your ideas and your analysis, for you to be able to synthesize different pieces of content, and for you to become more thoughtful, critical, analytical students and writers. And I want you to learn to communicate that. And so as we go through the course, much of your assessment will be based on your writing. I have a rubric that you will be getting in the next couple of days that will define the expectations for you, what I hope to get from your writing, and what I think will guide you to be a better, more analytically sound writer. So, content knowledge and writing skills, or communication skills in general, are two of the things that we'll focus on throughout the course. This week, we have three things going on. The first is that you are going to start with the content knowledge of the book that I have right here. We will call this from now on your textbook. Okay, and this is going to be where the majority of your content comes from. The second chapter in your book, you're going to do chapters 1 and 2 this week. The second chapter in your book deals with the history of the international system, but specifically with the development of the nation state. Our world is dominated by the nation state. And so, how did that happen? How long has the world been that way? Will the world stay that way? And what does that mean for us? What implications does it have for the international system? The role of the nation state now, but most importantly in the future. The second piece of work that you're going to do this week is on Iraq. This is going to be called your situation brief booklet. So you have your big book. This is more or less your textbook, and each week you're going to have a page or two to read out of this little booklet. The first reading that we're going to have is on the country of Iraq. So, Iraq is important for a number of reasons. One, it's in one of the most vital areas of the world, the Middle East, and one of the most unstable, and one that will consistently be a bellwether of the world in a sense, because because much of the resources that drive the rest of the world come from the Middle East, and so upheaval and instability there really spreads out and affects the rest of the world in a number of ways. And we will spend a lot of time this semester in the Middle East. Iraq is important for us for a number of reasons. For its resources, for its move to democracy, but also from a content standpoint, for its divisions. Iraq is a nation state, and it has definable borders, but within it has three different nations, and it'll be important as you go through your situation brief and as you go through the content this week to be thinking about how the two interact and how this book and this book mesh, and how the ideas come together. And if I've designed it well, then those links should be fairly clear. So the first thing, content, the history of the international system and the nation state. Second thing, Iraq. And then the third thing, each day you're going to have a daily note that I will post. And what we're going to focus on in the daily notes, it's just current day-to-day events, but what we're going to begin with is Tunisia. Tunisia is fascinating right now, and it applies, it has implications, the events that are happening in Tunisia, for Iraq, for the rest of the Middle East, and as a result for the world. Tunisia was run until January 14th by a dictator. Now, he was democratically elected, but the elections were not free and fair, according to the international community, and really he became a dictator and ruled with a fairly heavy hand. In January, a revolution that had been bubbling for the past couple months came to a head. The revolution was really spawned by a lack of economic development, a lack of jobs, and the lavish lifestyle that the President Ben Ali, was leading. So it began actually with a man who lit himself on fire as a form of protest. And from that one event, this revolution has exploded. And it's called the Jasmine Revolution, after the national flower of Tunisia. President Ben Ali has fled the country. He is out. And now Tunisia is taking the steps to create a democracy. So, Tunisia, a member of the Arab world, of the Muslim world, those two things are not synonymous, but of the Arab world, and it is a Muslim country, now is moving towards democracy. Iraq also is moving towards democracy. So in a land dominated by dictatorship and by one-party rule, now you have two fledgling democracies. What does that mean for the region? Does that mean that the region is moving and other countries will follow the ideas of Tunisia and earlier Iraq, or will they not? And so is this the beginning of a democratic Middle East? Only time will tell. So, three things. One, content, found in this book. Two, situation brief, Iraq, found in this book. Three, on the website, daily notes, we're following Tunisia. Thank you for being part of the course. I am glad that you're here, and I look forward to a good 17 weeks. Take care.